Art will, now don't screw it up again.
Okay.
Oh,
welcome to another exciting episode, aromatic episode of Comics Should Smell Good from Zanadu Comics here in Seattle. And we begin following, because I screwed up the first time, after the Welcome Back episode, Welcome Back, S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back on, and it's a brand new issue right here. This is also a tie-in with Avengers Standoff, the big new crossover going on, where Maria Hill is doing some things that Cap and the rest of the Avengers aren't going to be too happy about. Really cool story. But anyway, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Coulson and his team, and Lola, she's not just a car, as you'll find out in the comic book. And if you like the Deathlock from the earlier series, he's in here. He's in here. Great fun adventure as this new kind of conspiracy against the superheroes as only Coulson can save the day. So great fun in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And while we're on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kick, there's going to be a spin-off in the works called Marvel's Most Wanted, starring Bobby Morse, Mockingbird, because she is so popular. And based on popularity, after they did the 50th anniversary one-shot with S.H.I.E.L.D., Mockingbird had her one. It's by crime novelist Chelsea Kane. She's back for a brand new ongoing with Mockingbird. I love Bobby Morse. She's a great character. And this is all about some kind of weird conspiracy within her own body chemistry and all the medical files of S.H.I.E.L.D. Something's going down and she's on it. So two great, awesome S.H.I.E.L.D.-related comic books for you guys to come in and check out as you're enjoying the aftermath of this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, which saw the return of the supervillain Ward in a whole new weird way as someone human. But anyway, enough about that.
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra.
Morgan, your every time. That Mockingbird series looks really cool. It's really warped, honestly. I couldn't quite follow it, but I'm pretty sure that was intentional. I've got another standoff tie-in for you here. This is Uncanny Avengers number 7. Ryan Stegman is back on art duties, taking over for Carlos Pacheco, who did a couple issues there, and I am so glad to have him back. I've been praising this as probably like the best Avengers book as far as like character interactions go, which after the last couple issues of All New, All Different, I might change my mind on that because those are really good. But Stegman absolutely kills it on this issue again. There's tons of Brother Voodoo in here. Yes! Cable's in it still. He's huge. It's all fun.
Did Brother Voodoo get demoted from Doctor?
No. He's still Doctor. Brother Voodoo is a way better name.
It is way better.
No, but this sees them intercept the Wrecker, who's actually one of the current escapees from the Pleasant Hill prison facility, which is Maria Hill's whole like small town like mind control prison camp
shady thing.
Super shady, but at least she's having fun with it.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of Rogue, this is the only place you can find Rogue right now.
Yeah.
So she's got some cool stuff going down with another supervillain. There's another layer of the storylines in there. So what makes it so cool?
For the kids, we've got Disney Princess. As well as a flip book of Zootopia. But this is Amy Meberson, along with Georgia Ball and Jeffrey Golden, bringing you something that you can bring home to your child. So when she asks, hey Dad, where's my comic books, or Mom, you go boom, and there it's a comic book right for you. This features kind of more of a comic strip type of deal than, say, comic book. It's got all your favorite Disney characters, men and women alike. So yeah, if you need some Disney stuff in your life for you or your child, boom.
Something for the whole family.
That's right.
From the wholesome to the just horrific. And somewhere in between is Action Comics 50. It's been a tough year if you've been for the Man of Steel, and if you're a fan, poor Kal-El, he got his Clark Kent identity exposed. He was way depowered. It's been some cool character development, but now we're in the middle of a storyline called Savage Dawn with Vandal Savage, who you've been seeing if you've been watching Legends of Tomorrow. But Vandal Savage had the nerve to take over the Fortress of Solitude, and but Kal-El has a plan. It's a pretty cool gambit. Greg Pak has been writing this particular part of the story, and he is on his way to becoming the Man of Steel again, just in time for Rebirth, which is coming this May. But great fun.
Not the movie, you mean?
Not the movie.
They're not tying it into the movie, or no?
Perhaps.
The movie's coming back,
there is this movie coming back.
There's not like Superman coming back.
So Superman has to be back to full power.
That's right.
And it's weird. The whole Superman has been one of those top things on Comics Blend, my site, for the past year. So there's a moment in here that if you're a Superman fan, this is what you've been waiting for. So come on in for Action 50, and if you want to get caught up before the movie, a great storyline to get involved in.
My next book here is, speaking of the horrific, Constantine the Hellblazer, number 10. This is the regular writing team of Ming Doyle and James Tynion IV, teaming up with one of my personal favorite artists, Travel Foreman, who I think is so well suited to John Constantine that it's like a total no-brainer. I don't know why he hasn't done work on the character before.
Because he's slow.
Well, but this sees John dealing with, like, these weird pixie raver people that are, like, killing unicorns, like, drinking their blood and, like, raving out on it. Like, I don't really know what's going on, but it looks awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. New from Titan Comics. Titan has been bringing over some of the Soleil properties that Marvel failed at publishing. And unlike the other, they released a hardcover previously to this called Samurai, and this is the next one, Samurai: The Isle with No Name. This features a young samurai named Takeo who basically, after fighting in war and saving his province from evil emperor, he has chosen to not stop fighting and to continue to battle for honor in this French comic book series that takes place in Japan. It's very cool to see other people than Americans have their take on Japan as well. This is really gorgeous. Jean-Francois Di Giorgio is the writer, and Frédéric Genet is the artist. Very, very pretty stuff from Titan, the first of 6 issues, and there's also a variant cover by David Mack, who's been doing the Fight Club variant covers, or regular covers.
And the first rule about Fight Club is...
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't... I adhere to the rules.
And in outer space, no one can hear you scream. But if you're a Starcat fan, you might be screaming when you read this. That was kind of a cheesy thing, wasn't it?
Very.
Oh, well, anyway.
Very.
Starcat fans, this is for you. You know, at the end of this really cool storyline right before Secret Wars, Kitty Pryde and Peter Quill got engaged, and then, of course, Secret Wars happened and the world was destroyed. And when he came back, Kitty Pryde she's left the X-Men, she's hanging with the Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as Ben Grimm, so if you're a Ben Grimm fan, check him out, and Rocket's in charge. Peter Quill became head of the Spartex Empire, well, now things have all twisted around, and this, in a very special episode by Brian Michael Bendis, he does this he mixes action with the great timing and the comic timing between Peter and Kitty. It's great. There's some really fun moments and a lot of action in here. With a brand new arc called The Galaxy's Most Wanted. A lot of fun if you're a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, either the animated series, the movies. This is definitely a lot of fun. Plus, it's got some other characters from other parts of the Marvel Universe, which kind of like makes it even more fun to see where the Fantastic Four and the X-Men have turned up. A lot of great fun with Peter Quill and Kitty Pryde. Will they get back together?
Probably not. Maybe.
For a little while. Till another crossover.
Right.
Bye. Next.
All right. My next book is from Marvel. This is the Vision number 5. Just about everybody and their mother has been singing praise for this book.
Yeah.
Tom King and Gabriel Walta are absolutely just killing it on this. They bring a totally different tone than you'll find in any other book, like any other superhero book at least. Mm-hmm. And honestly, 90% of the horror books on the racks aren't really this chilling. But I don't know. It's nice to see an actual diversity of content in their books rather than like a whole hollow like diversity push that they do with like, oh, we're gonna make this guy Captain America, we're gonna make this person, like all that. You know, they can do that like whatever. It's cool. Like representation matters, but the fact that they're actually doing something different with this comic is such a refreshing like.
It's actually been selling. People have been responding to that. You know, which means like, hey, maybe they should do more.
Of course, now that Tom King is exclusive to DC, it's only going to go up to 12 issues, but hey, there we go. And all the best comics only go up to 12 issues.
And there's a big kind of revelation in the all different Avengers involving the Vision, so I'm not sure how it all ties together, but if you're a Vision fan, definitely get this one, and you may want to check out the other to see what the long gameplay is for Mark Waid's Avengers story.
Tokyo Ghost. Very, very quick that this came out. I can't believe it. All 5 issues of the first storyline, The Atomic Garden, Rick Remender, Sean Murphy, Matt Hollingsworth. Holy dear crap, you need to be reading this comic. This is one of the most gorgeous things on the rack. Ninjas, giant... I mean, look at this guy. Do we really even need to say anything? Like, samurai, ninja, fantasy, sci-fi, Sean Murphy. Just buy the damn thing. Yeah. What's wrong with you? It's $10.
I got 3 names for you. I got Jim Starlin, we got Alan Davis, and we got Adam Warlock. That should be enough to just make you want to come in and check this out. If you're a hardcore, old school Marvel, Jim Starlin, and for those of you who just kind of watch the movies and you're just turning into the comic books, Jim Starlin, most of what he does has been such a huge influence on all the Marvel movies, with the Infinity Stones, with Thanos, with all the stuff they're building up towards the big Infinity Crusade. But one of the characters that really hasn't made it, and everybody's just kind of wondering when, is Adam Warlock, because he's this artificially created being. He's tied in with all these awesome Marvel stories, and he's a great character. And so this is kind of the next adventures, and it's weird because it takes Adam Warlock, this awesome sci-fi kind of mystical character, and puts him way back at the beginning of the Avengers, when the Avengers first assembled. Ooh, so it's one of these kind of weird, kind of time-twisted storylines by the legendary creator Jim Starlin, who probably all the Marvel movies you're seeing now.
Right? Who'd have thought, man?
It's all this guy in the
Who'd
70s, man. Yeah. And then Alan Davis is probably one of my all-time favorite X-Men and artists on Captain America and a lot of DC stuff. So the two of them will join forces with Adam Warlock's next story right here. And that's my final book of the week.
Boom.
Alright, and my last pick is going to be Street Fighter V, The Life and Deaths of Charlie Nash. Charlie is probably one of the coolest characters in Street Fighter, a game that exists only to have cool characters. I mean, have you seen his hair? Have you seen this man's hair and his vest? No one else can get away with, like, the Dayglow orange vest, honestly.
That vest is, with the hair together...
Exactly, it's too powerful.
It is.
That's the source of his power. It really is.
It's gotta be.
But this sort of bridges the gap between his whole origin is that he was the missing friend of Guile's that was in his Street Fighter II bio, which wasn't really supposed to be anything that they went with, and then the American studio was like,
my God.
oh, we should make this guy an actual character.
Right.
And this sort of bridges the gap of his death and then his return in like one of the Alpha games or something like that as a shadow character, and then him coming back in Street Fighter V as some kind of crazy Frankenstein dude. I don't know why they decided to turn him into a Frankenstein, but I couldn't be happier.
Right? That's badass. It worked for the Punisher. Well,
right?
At least for me.
Well, yeah, I
know. The last pick we got, feast your eyes on this James Stokoe cover of Andrew McLean's Headlopper. Colors by Mike Spicer, art, writing, everything else by Andrew McLean. Holy crap, again, this comic is one of my favorite books on the rack. $6 quarterly adventure comic. This is one of those things that you just, it's just fantastical and fun, and it's just a comic book, and it's great, and it's awesome, and it rolls up in your back pocket very well. Lots of adventure, lots of big monsters, lots of good stuff. So I know that was a lot of stuff, but as usual here at Comics Should Smell Good, we are full of nothing if not awesomely smelling good sequential comics. So, with that, and, smiling faces of all of us, kinda, I guess. Smile! We'll see y'all next week.